No one puts Stormy in the corner. The adult film actress speaking out today on The View, saying she's done being bullied and releasing a sketch of the man she claims threatened her in a parking lot and warned her to stay quiet about her alleged sexual relationship with Donald Trump.
I'm tired of being threatened and intimidating me and trying to say that you'll ruin my life and take my, all my money and my house and whatever. I'm sorry, I'm done. I'm done being bullied.
Today's appearance comes on the heels of a whirlwind day in court yesterday that delivered the president and his longtime fixer, Michael Cohen, a serious legal setback. A federal judge refusing to allow the president and Cohen to review the documents seized in that raid last week before investigators do. Yesterday's hearing also delivered another bombshell, the revelation that Fox News personality Sean Hannity is one of the clients Mr. Cohen sought to shield from becoming public prior to yesterday. What Cohen did for Hannity is, at this hour, still unclear. Joining us now to discuss the developments in the case, Stormy Daniels' attorney, Michael Avenatti. So, fresh off appearance on The View, I know a little bit of what that's like. What do you feel like the importance is to Stormy getting her story out? Is it about shoring up her credibility, or is it for her very personal?
Well, I think it's both. Quite frankly, I think today's appearance on The View, it was something she wanted to do. She had canceled an appearance, I think it was back in February or January, due to an issue, and she felt like she needed to make good on that promise to go back on the show. And she also wanted to clear some things up relating to why she didn't report the threat around the time that she did. She wanted to address this nonsense about her looking high during the 60 Minutes interview, which is one of the most absurd things I've heard in a long time. And she wanted to set the record straight as to some issues, and I thought she did a remarkable job. I mean, I think that more and more that America sees her, they're able to gauge her credibility and see the way that she conducts herself. I think she becomes more and more credible. And I will tell you, and I tweeted it out this morning, I've never been more proud or prouder to be an attorney for a client than I was yesterday when I watched her approach the microphones outside that federal courthouse in a very intense moment and give the statement that she did. I thought it was remarkable, and I was so proud to be an attorney at that point.
What do you hope to accomplish? I mean, you released the sketch. But it sounded like the last time, we'll put that up in a hotline for any tips. This is a sketch of a potential suspect who intimidated your client in a parking lot when she was with her infant. If you've already shared it with law enforcement, are there no leads, or where does the investigation stand into finding this man?
So we have a number of leads. Well, we've received a lot of leads. This is before today. We have narrowed the field to some names that we think of people that it may very well be. We're not quite there yet. We decided to go ahead and release the sketch now with the hope that a member of the public saw something or heard something that would effectively get us over the goal line. If someone refers us to a name that is already on our list, we're certainly going to use that lead to potentially identify the person. I think we're going to get this done in short order. I hope we are. We've offered $100,000 for people that email information leading to the identity. The email address is idthethug@gmail.com. It's pretty easy to remember. And we're confident that someone saw something or heard something.
Tie this crime against, if you think a crime took place there and intimidating a woman in the parking lot with her infant, to what's going on in federal court in the Southern District of New York with Mr. Cohen.
Well, we've got a federal investigation now into alleged criminal conduct by Michael Cohen, and I think that's multifaceted. It looks at a number of different issues. I think there's little to no doubt that he's going to be indicted in short order, likely within the next 90 days, if not sooner.
So what do you think he's going to be charged with? Well,
I think there's a number of things that he could be charged with. Money laundering, potentially campaign finance violations, bank fraud in connection with the establishment of some of the accounts at his bank at First Republic. I think prosecutors are going to have a whole host of charges that they're going to be able to potentially bring against Michael Cohen, and I think it's going to be a significant domino to fall as it relates to the president, and there's going to be serious consequences that result from that. And I've been saying that for a while. I was saying that before the FBI raided his home and office.
So a source told me yesterday that the angst that the president of the United States feels around the Cohen raid falls into three buckets. One, things that he knows Cohen did for him that he doesn't want the public or Melania Trump to find out about it. Two, things he can't really remember whether Cohen did for him or not, and three, things he may have never known Cohen did for him. Where do you think the payment to your client Stormy Daniels falls if that source is correct about those three buckets?
In the first bucket, meaning something that he knew that he did and that Melania didn't know about, and the American people have been lied to about it. It doesn't make any sense, Nicole, that the president would not know about this payment or would not have been informed about it either contemporaneous with the payment or shortly thereafter, because for the following reason. Let's assume that Michael Cohen is telling the truth, and at this juncture I think that's a huge assumption, but let's assume it, all right? Let's assume it's true. He would have, at a minimum, told the president, Mr. Trump, just so you know, I did you a solid.
Right.
I paid this $130,000. But you know what? Don't worry about it. I took care of you, but I just want you to know that, you know, I covered it for you. And he would have done that to curry favor with Mr. Trump. Nobody pays $130,000 of their own money, number one. And number two, if they do, then they most absolutely inform the person they did the favor for so that they get potentially a favor in return down the road. Doesn't make any sense.
So you said on Morning Joe and on The View, what you just said to me, that you have a strong belief that Mr. Cohen will be indicted. You also have a theory about what he'll do. It's your belief that he'll, what?
I think he's going to roll on the president. I think he's
Why do you think that? He said he'll take a bullet for him.
Well, and we talked about this before. It's one thing to say you're going to take a bullet